Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Uganda Awakening. If you are new here, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Omofirika Andrew, and I put out videos, 2 videos every week on Tuesday and on Saturday. I would like to make sure that there is more videos for you guys, preferably a video every day of the week. But before that happens, I would like you to subscribe. That will be encouraging for me because it will get me to the goal of having at least 1,000 subscriptions on this channel. I can see many of you are watching my videos, but it is shocking that not as many are subscribing. I would like to thank you nevertheless for taking time to watch my videos. So in today's video, I'd like to talk about political prisoners. I would like to talk about the cost of waking up. Are things about to get worse? Yes, this is the question that I would like to answer today. Are we in a period whereby things are about to get worse for anyone that has chosen to get themselves involved in the electoral process with an aim of putting an end to the presidency of Yoweri Museveni? Are things about to get worse for you? Especially if you're actively out there putting on the red beret, putting on the attire to signify that you are a member of the National Unity Platform and that you are aligning with Bobi Wine. Yes, the National Unity Platform president. You are raising awareness on your social media platforms while also moving around with the message that we need a new Uganda. The other day, I saw Bianca being arraigned in court. And this image of his mother crying, the emotions of this young man that has had to endure a time period without any law that requires for him to be in custody for this long, simply because he was wearing a full attire of the National Unity Platform, the People Power Movement. That is his crime. Imagine a mother watching his own son who has been held in custody for this long without any charges. Yes, without any charges. I could not hold back the anger that I could feel down every part of my body. Yes, I could not. It is unsettling, by the way, to see so many young people whose futures have been taken away simply because they are lawfully, and I am insisting, are supposed to choose a leader of your choice, and that in itself should not be a crime. I cannot help looking from afar and thinking to myself, are we doing enough in ensuring that these political prisoners attain the justice? Are we applying the necessary pressure that will eventually bear fruit for the purpose of freedom when it comes to exercising your civic duty? The cost of waking up. Yes, this is the Uganda Awakening, and I rarely talk about the cost of waking up and acting under the conviction of understanding that our country deserves a lot better than what is being dished out by the tyrannical government of Yoweri Museveni. Why are we watching our parents in tears? Simply because we have chosen to decide in accordance to what is available to us. Even if Bobi Wine is not supposed to be the president of Uganda, according to your rule book, according to your qualifiers, Even if he is not supposed, then so be it. Let us go to the ballot. Let us choose. Let us await for the decision that is rightful in the sense of what people are saying on ground. So I have mumbled on a lot in this video. You remember the infamous UPDF bill that was passed in Parliament? Well, the leader of opposition is challenging this in court. What does this mean for the likes of Aquila or Mutwe and many individuals that have been held illegally in detention simply because they are exercising their civic duty? Yeah, I'm going to share this video. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
When this UPDF Amendment Act was passed in a very surreptitious manner like they did, we promised to go to court, to petition court. Here we are today. Of course, it's taken a bit of time because we needed to wait for the gazettement of this law, which took a bit of time and so on. So anyhow, we got set and here we are filing this petition against this law. There's numerous issues that are of concern, but key of them are three. Number one, the Supreme Court did rule saying civilians have got no place under military reports. Now, for Parliament to pass a law to try and do away with a decision of court, that goes against the Constitution, Article 92. So that's number one. Number two, in passing any law, it's got to be consultative. Our laws provide for how that gets to happen, our rules of procedure and so on and so forth. This law was not consultative. The first reading was today. Then invitations went out that very day saying all stakeholders come tomorrow morning, and no one will be accepted beyond that day. You don't do that because if a law is good, allow for adequate consultation. Yeah. That did not get to happen. Number three, this law was passed without quorum. Now, of course, our colleagues in the NRM have got the numbers they require even for quorum. But like they normally do, this time they did not do adequate mobilization because they thought we were going to stay in the house. To their shock, last minute, we moved out of the house as the opposition. The numbers that remained there did not amount to quorum. And the law is very clear. The law, any law has got to be passed with adequate quorum. So those are the key issues, among others, that we are challenging. We are hoping that the Constitutional Court will look at all these matters because it's been settled law by none other than the Supreme Court of the land.
There you have it. The arguments of the leader of opposition are very clear. Article 92 of the Constitution. He explores the quorum in Parliament. And there was no consultative process when it comes to tabling this law. Not to mention how this law was rushed through the Parliament so that it is passed. And it was very clear whom it is targeting, the UPDF Act. The desire and the determination for the ruling government to try civilians in military court is disheartening, to be honest. It is really disheartening. And the double standard in it is that even before tabling this actual bill, this was already something that was already normalized. It was normalized that so many individuals that were abducted, thrown into jail and in many detention centers on demanding their whereabouts, they were paraded before military court illegally. Now they are trying to, of course, sanitize this process through the Parliament, and in doing so, they literally fell short in terms of every necessary detail of the process that is supposed to be followed so that this law is presented and it can become legal for them to try civilians in military court. Laughable, isn't it? But the other day, in my most recent video, the one I posted this week on Tuesday, I was challenging some of the apologists' standpoint in which they were questioning Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu because of how, according to their acceptable parameters in which he should have answered the question that was asked of him, what should Ugandans expect in a new Uganda when he is chosen as a president, as the new president of Uganda. There is always one constant when it comes to anyone that challenges Bobi Wine. In whatever context that they choose to do so, they tend to ignore that despite his insistence in following the law to the very T, going through the electoral process and applying pressure against the current president, he is not working in normal circumstances. When you look at the video of the leader of opposition and what he is prepared to do in court, don't you think that he also knows that by challenging this law in court of law, it still is not a guarantee because of how they have destroyed all these institutions, the judiciary, the parliament already fell short of what is acceptable in their mandate to the people of Uganda. It does not give you a pass, despite the fact that you have the largest number of parliamentarians as the national resistance movement has. It shouldn't be a pass. For as long as you're breaking the law, for as long as you're working under a certain duress from the president, you have to be paid. You have to be given any sort of motivation so that you pass a law that only benefits the minority of our country. That in itself, you are falling short in representing your constituency. Because chances are that even in your constituency, there are many people that are going to be affected by these laws that you're passing. Even yourself, you're not very sure which side you're going to be falling one day. Remember when Mama Mbabazi, with his public management bill that targeted him when he decided to stand for president of Uganda through his go forward, whatever movement that he had placed. So you never know that one day you are going to be falling victim to those laws that you are passing. In a nutshell, what should we expect? What should we hope for the people of Uganda, especially those that are currently heavily impacted by the disingenuous attitude and behavior of the ruling party, the majority of these people, that all it takes for them to pass these kinds of laws is a lot of money. Brown envelopes that are no longer a secret, by the way. It is disclosed everywhere. Everyone knows that these members of parliament receive kickbacks just so that they can pass these laws. I'm going to end this video with a plea for the likes of Mutwe and Aquila. These individuals, and of course not forgetting Bobi, these young men that are going through it. The Secretary General of the National Unity Platform, David Louis Lubongoya, on his Facebook, he gave an update that everyone knew that it is going to take a miracle for the likes of Mutwe and Aquila, as well as Gaddafi, to be released in their bail hearing in Masaka. So he states that our comrades, Mutwe and Aquila, were driven off at breakneck speed in a drone amidst tight security towards Kampala. Perhaps the heavy deployment we saw at Masaka High Court was to ensure they are rearrested had they been granted bail. What a criminal system. What an abuse of court processes to settle political scores. There you have it. Now, this is where I look through and remember the families of these individuals. What have they done to the point that they are treated like this, despite the fact that it is within the law that they act this way. Since when does a democratic country act like this? Since when? But that's how it is. So when I look at people, I don't care if we were friends. I don't care if we are so close or family. For as long as I am going to see you from a distance and you are actively supporting the national resistance movement, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, well knowing that your support of this man is in, it makes you complacent to the criminal activities that he is committing against Ugandans. I don't have time for you. Yes, I don't have time for you. I know that, yeah, we are supposed to be we are all supposed to be Ugandans. Everyone is supposed to be exercising their political rights. Yes, I understand that. We can do so with me protecting my peace away from you, because the fruits don't lie. Every one of us, you must acknowledge the fact that even the Bible states that you will judge them by their fruits. Your fruits don't lie, right here, right there and then. The fruits of the government you support do not lie. We witness the fruits of the harvest. We witness it on a daily basis, undermining human rights. We have seen, we have witnessed, we have experienced the double standard since 1986, the lies, the promise of a fundamental change that we did not expect would include arrest of political prisoners, turning individuals into political prisoners simply because they are exercising their civic duty. So for that, I am going to be following suit with the people that I've seen. I've known that people have made videos similar to this, stating that they are even willing to disown their families when it comes to this. I am willing to. I am. I am literally willing to. Because look at this. And we are only talking about political prisoners. It's about to get worse. With this bill, the government that is adamant in passing this bill, and it is willing to go as far as also compromising the judiciary, even before the leader of opposition challenges it in court. We all expect that to be the case. We know how the parliament has been turned into a theater, and no longer can we expect anything better from the parliament of Uganda. We know this. All these are your fruits. You have robbed democracy of its essence, and you think that we are living in normal times and family should be above the well-being of other people. What makes us a family then? Don't these people have families? I have witnessed a woman crying in court. Her son, Bobi Young, has been held incommunicado for years, for months. I think now it's almost close to a year. Incommunicado. And we all know that these are trumped up charges. But you are going out and you're saying Mosaic over Khomeini. The cost of awakening is going to be a lot higher than we presume it to be. And for this case, I think, whatever comes, let it come. I pray for the families of these individuals, and I hope that you are subscribing to this channel. I think I will talk about, in my next video, look out, I'm going to be talking about how Bobi Wine became big business and how unsustainable that business is. Let me know what you think about this video. It has been one of the heaviest videos I have done because there's so much that I wanted to share in this video that I just couldn't, because I couldn't trust myself to get to the real depth of what it means to become a political prisoner. I have never been one. I am a distance away, and I cannot implore anybody to risk their lives to do the same. but also at the same time, I cannot stop anyone from from exercising their civic duty. I'll be praying for your safety. And as someone who believes that, there should, even if you are in the diaspora, you should also build a galley. I am going to build a galley. Yeah. My way of building a galley is supporting the fundraising drive of the National Unity Platform. And hopefully this will help for the sake of the political prisoners. I am out. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.